doing things virtual still hasn't like sink into me or sunken into me. You know what I mean.
I know. You got it. It's definitely sunken in for me just because I've done so many virtual things now when it comes to doctors. Through the whole pandemic, yes.
I just had my first experience recently, and I was like, this is kind of funny because like watching people not wearing masks because they're like at their house, and like if I was at the hospital, we were wearing masks, and we're just like 3 of us trying to look in. It's so funny. And then I had my most recent appointment, and I was like, and it was weird because I was on time. I called in like 10 minutes before my appointment, but my doctor was running behind. So I was like, do I just wait in here? What do I do? Is this like a waiting room? I'm looking at it like Zoom waiting room. So I'm like, just stay. They know. So I left the chat and I'm like, no, just come back in. And then I called back right away. I was so confused the whole time.
I love it. But welcome back everyone to Open Water. Open water, open water. Hey.
Look who's back.
Hi, Diana.
Hello, YouTube and podcast land and everyone.
Hello, internet world.
Hey everyone, the awkward chick is back.
We're all awkward. So why do you get to be Dawn the awkward chick? Excuse me, you just want to take every title. Everyone already fucking loves you the most. Seriously. You little fucking...
It's okay, because I love you, too.
I don't love you.
I understand.
I already know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anyway.
But, yeah, let's just pick a topic, because I have things to do today, not gonna lie to y'all. Got therapy. Much needed.
Mental health.
Okay. Oh, what's today's topic, Diana?
Today's topic is dating.
Oh, my gosh.
Ooh.
Oh, my gosh.
So, dating.
What's our subtopics under that? Let's start with dating apps, right?
Dating apps it is.
Okay.
All right, go down the line.
I don't have much to say about dating or dating apps.
Yes, this bitch has been in a relationship for how many years?
Like almost 10 years.
But it's okay, it ended with a
with a ring.
Ring, 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 ring. And that is not the ultimate goal. I read a thing today that was like, you should never date with the intent to get married because then you start to
I saw that.
Aisha's story. Aisha posted on her story.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
I just assume I don't know anybody.
Yeah, social media. But it's true because you automatically go to, I want...
I'm sorry, Jessica. There's something we haven't told you.
Anyway.
Red was right. All right, anyway, sorry. I'm sorry.
Emily.
All right, Emily.
Because then you start to, like, think you...
Settle.
And also that you can fix whatever problem's going on. Like, I have to fix it because I need to marry this person. And it's like, no. You can date. And
You're seeing them for the future you want with them, not for how they are. Not for how they are.
Now.
Yeah, no. When me and Jessica first started dating, I was never expecting to be married. I was like, I just really like her company, and her head game is ridiculous. And then it happened, and I'm like, damn, bitch, like, please don't ever leave me, because I like you around. And she felt the same way. So
Got that ring.
Since we were together so long, it made sense to get married because, benefits.
So, like, now it's so crazy in this dating age, because, especially during this pandemic, it's through dating apps. That's the only way right now that you can even meet someone. And someone who is an avid person on there, it's so crazy. They're like, how many meaningless conversations you have. Like, it's very much... the same. I mean, it's mainly me, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just will stop responding. Like, if we don't initially have conversation that's good right off the bat for the first hour, I'll say hour of texting, then I don't want to go for it. If it's every day sending a message, I'm just like, no, I don't. There's no point. Like, you're really just looking for a hookup, which is like, I understand that, but
which is fine.
Yes.
Just say that up from Jump Street.
Yo, it's easy to peep that though too.
It is.
They really just talk about your appearance and like superficial shit. And so when you get it, like, ask a real question,
They give
nothing.
a stupid ass answer.
Either a stupid answer or it's just like very short or nothing. Mm-hmm. So I'm
oblivious.
Well, I mean, there's no difference in like meeting somebody at a bar or something like that, having like dumbass conversations, and they just keep telling you're so pretty. Like,
but I know. That's the thing. Thank you. Even in real life, from when I would meet guys in real life, if we're meeting at a bar, if we don't just have good connection right there, then I automatically. And to me, it's the first hour to 2 hours of me meeting you is how I know I either A, want to fuck you for that night, or B, like, let me continuing, like, get to know this person. It has to happen for me, like, initially. I don't like the build up of, like, I like the instant connection. All right, cool, we vibe automatically. And most of the people that I've dated, that's how it's been. Mm-hmm. I don't like the, hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? What do you do? What do you do? If it just flows naturally. And from the people I've matched with, that's how, and like I've actually met up with, that's how all the conversations have been.
So how many dating apps are you on?
I mean, I'm only on 2. I'm only on Hinge and Bumble.
That's what no, I don't have that. I have a profile for Tinder and Her, but I don't use
What's
those.
Her?
Is it a dating? It's like an app for women to either you can make friends or date people on there.
It's like a social network.
Yeah, it is. It was like a social network.
Is there like a LGBT dating app?
Yeah.
Just for gay people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, yeah. Like that's the thing that's so crazy. Well, it's not crazy. It's amazing that people are including everyone. Because, I mean, you have Grindr, which is strictly for gay men. Then you have Her for gay women. And then I don't know what the all-inclusive dating apps for the actual LGBTQ plus community, but I'm positive there are ones out there. Pretty sure
there's dating apps men on there too, though, on that profile.
On Her? But didn't you say they're always the ones looking for girls? But
it's weird. I don't know. I don't talk to anyone on the dating
All I
apps.
remember is like eHarmony back in the day, but that was like for old people.
It was old. It was a old man and woman that developed it. It was a husband and wife that developed it, and they were like, good Christian values. It was like pre-Christian Mingle. I think it was before Christian Mingle.
I forgot about that too.
But yeah, those were the values behind the company. Like they wouldn't let gay people be on there. They said the algorithm was designed for straight people, not queer people. But then they got sued. Now they advertise they're inclusive of gay people. Like I remember SNL, they did a skit and they called it He Harmony and She Harmony. And they're like, thanks He Harmony. It was gay guys. It was so funny. It was like right around the time all that shit was happening. But
I mean, it's crazy how many dating apps there are. Like you said, like Christian Mingle. I remember now there's one called Black Meat. I think that's like the new age one. It's just for black singles, like between the ages of like mid-20s to like mid-30s. And I actually know 2 people who met their husbands on there, which is crazy. But I'm like, there's so many like specific ones for like whatever you want. Like, isn't there like farmer? There's like a farmer one.
Probably.
I'm like
there's ones for people to have affairs. The Ashley Madison shit.
Like it's so crazy how accessible people are now to. I mean, you even have Craigslist. You have that other site, Double List, that I told you about. Like where you really can just go on there to hook up with people. Literally just strictly sex. That's all it is. And that blows my mind with society today. But that's perfectly legal. I mean, I guess.
Well, yeah.
It's people just having no pay.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure some people are doing their thing. I would hope so. But it's like
sure money.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy, but it's so crazy going from a dating app. You say like with me, okay, I matched with the guy, and we had great connection, and then we meet. I feel like you always tell me this: if you want to talk to them, fucking talk to them. I hate when women think the guy has to message you first, or. I guess in same sex, how does that even go? Like, how do you court someone? Do you?
I feel like a lot of people see me as like more dominant, even though I'm not.
It just depends.
And I also am like, get into my head a lot. So it's just very hard. Dating is very difficult for me. It doesn't matter if I meet you on a dating app, I will still tell myself they just want to be friends. They have no interest in dating. And then eventually it's like, they don't even like you. They're just being polite. And I'm like, fuck. But seriously, it literally happens every time, and I'm like,
because with you and Jess, I'm pretty sure you both like went after each other. It wasn't like
no, we were just friends.
Okay, who made the first move?
I did. I tongued her down at Penn Social.
But I mean, she allowed it to happen. She was probably giving signals I'm trying to let's make out right now. I'm pretty sure no one just goes in blindly.
So I didn't because I'm very oblivious to when people like me. So there was
one in a boat, same boat.
There was one day where I had stayed after work because we had to do the quizzes again. And because I knew she drives and she's taken me home before, I waited because I wanted her to give me a ride. And then I found out that she didn't drive to work. She took the train. So I was like, all right, well, we both have to go to Branch Avenue because that's where you park your car and that's where I live. So even still, you can drop me off. So we're by Hotel Monaco and she's like, you want to go get a drink? And I'm like, yeah. So then we end up at Penn Social. I tongue her down at Penn Social. And then we end up going to Iron Horse after we close down Penn Social. And then we close down Iron Horse. And then at some point in the night, I told her that I was going home with her. And she was like, okay.
Of course.
And then, so it was me. It was me who made the first move.
Even
though Jessica had been dropping hints for...
Yeah, I'm saying whenever I think anyone makes a first move, unless you really are just bold, go ahead. But most people, when you make that move, you already have all the signals and hints. Everyone knows.
But that's the thing. I didn't even pick them up until
so you were
later. I think she's. Well, I told you I wanted to sit on her face
from the very first moment you met her.
No, she was fucking rude to me when I first met her. So fuck her. I told her don't fucking talk to me after she told me. Actually, no, I lied. She told me don't fucking talk to her. So I didn't talk to her, and then she made it a point to speak to me every time she saw me, and I was confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was me.
I mean, I agree. I feel like a lot of times women are afraid to make that first move. I'm just like, bitch, go for it. Most of the time, we're in control no matter what of any situation. And I feel like with same sex, when it comes to same sex, to me, I think it's easier just because you both are on
with me, I really just wanted to fuck her, so there was no feelings involved, so I wasn't worried about my feelings getting hurt. I just wanted to have sex. Which would be different. If I really like somebody, they would never know because I'm over here crumbling inside and panicking and having anxiety attacks because what the fuck?
See, I mean, feelings. I used to be the same way, but I've been expressing my feelings to the person that I'm either fucking or whatever. I'm gonna just tell them the truth. I'm not gonna. There's no point into hiding anything.
I just be so afraid. I guess I just get into my own head. I'm like,
I'd much rather know
than
the
fear of rejection.
Yeah,
I think that. It's embarrassing.
I don't see the thing. We shouldn't think getting rejected is embarrassing. To me, it's you have to respect that person's decision. You can't. Not everyone is for you. Not everyone is meant to be You will find that person eventually, but you might as well, to me, express whatever's on your mind and just let nature, the universe, take its course.
God damn it.
Take its course. Takes Take. Stop, don't make fun of my stutter.
Takes its course. I stutter too. Right? Takes its course. There's a lot of S's in there. But I know what you meant.
Yes.
Even though I couldn't
y'all know what I meant too. Shit. But anyway, just let it go.
I don't know. I don't have to worry about that anymore because
we understand. You're married.
So I don't have to worry about that. But if I ever have to, I'm probably just gonna be fucking wild people because feelings are scary.
I mean, feelings are scary, and that's why I think it's hard when it comes to dating. Because with me, my main thing is one thing that's hard for me is dating multiple people. Because for one, I just don't have the energy to do it, to actually sit there and try to build connections with people. Like, I don't have that energy at all in my life. Especially since I'm not in that party, like, fuck whoever, I don't give a fuck, I'll fuck you, I just met you. Like, I'm not in that mentality. I'm more of like, I'd rather give my body to someone who I actually know. And there's no point into me just fucking you and being like, all right, I'll fuck you for one day, I'll never see you again. Like,
yeah,
it was fun. It was a fun time in my life, but
it's just not for you anymore.
Yeah, it's not for me. I also don't feel like creating a false like connection with someone just because I want to have sex. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, no, I know what you
mean.
I'd
rather it just come natural, boom, boom, boom.
Like
boom.
Like talking to someone just because you don't like,
Yeah.
Or like making something like, I don't know, like I remember like on this one dating app, I think it was Tinder, and we actually ended up not meeting, but we had been talking then. Remember, it was last summer. Like the beginning of the summer or something. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like it's like just being forced or something like that. Like sometimes the conversation was really good, but then I was like, I don't know. Yeah. And then she stopped talking to me.
And that's the thing is that I've made connection with people. Like, remember that dude I was at your house this past summer and we talked on the phone and I was in your kitchen and you were talking to the same girl that you met on the dating app on Tinder. Mm-hmm. You were talking to her for like the first couple of times too, and I talked to him on the phone for like 2 hours, and you were on the phone with her for like an hour, and then you went outside at one point.
I think I remember
that day. We had such a great connection on the phone, and then we met in person, and it was trash. Like, we did not connect whatsoever. Like, I went over there thinking if the connection's even good in person, I'm gonna have sex with him tonight. Like, what the fuck? Like, go ahead. Because at that point, I was just looking out there to have sex, but then it's like when I got there, we both instantly knew. Well, I don't think instantly. After like 10 minutes, I knew.
By the end.
But by the end, he for sure knew. I was giving off just like, yeah.
You were standoffish.
Yeah, I was standoffish. I was just like, nope, don't like this vibe at all. Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
Unfortunately for me, I always appear standoffish. Like I am literally at all times like a scared fucking dog.
Well, I mean that's what you have to work on confidence.
Like chihuahuas, they're shaking. Like,
I mean, it took me a really long time to gain confidence in myself to be like, yeah, like what?
Yeah,
you're beautiful. You can talk to whoever the fuck you want. You can get whoever you want. Your personality, for one, is A1, baby. So, and you're also a gorgeous woman. So. But it took me a very long time to get to this level. And I still have my days where I'm like, I hate everything.
Yeah.
I know. But I mean, it's hard dating.
It's just hard with like my mental health also, because that's like also connected, like the dating for me, just because like the issues that I have are in connections. It's the one thing that I want more than anything, but it's also the number one trigger for me that will literally, doesn't matter friendship or dating, I will literally just make myself sad. So I am not while dating apps are cool, I've not figured the dating apps out yet.
Yeah, but I mean, with the dating apps, you have to give it energy, and that's like the hard part about it.
Well, if we have good conversation, I'm gonna keep talking to you. That does not matter. Yeah,
and that's the part. That person might be has to give that energy back.
Yeah, and it's not like I haven't ever like met anyone there that I'm like, oh, this is cool, blah blah blah. But I just get into my own head and make myself depressed. And I don't like to date when I'm like depressed either, because I'm like, I can't even think straight. I can't feel the world straight. I don't know. I really can't trust reality, just because I'm so mean to myself, and I'm like, I know this probably isn't true, but I'm like,
crazy because the advice Diana gives me, I'm like, take it for yourself, bitch. Literally, take it for yourself. Why do you give me such good advice when it comes to me, when it comes to dating? But I'm like,
Diana, well, now I know why that I do all of these things. So hopefully, once this therapy that I'm supposed to be doing next month starts, like I think hopefully it should be better. Yeah. And the symptoms will go away eventually.
So I think with both of us, like you've had. So would you say you and Jessica dated and then got into a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh, you weren't asking me.
I said
I thought you were answering for me.
I said Jessica.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to find out this way either. I'm dating both of them. I'm just kidding.
Yes, me and Jessica dated for 6 months before we actually made it official.
Okay. So I think that's a good time. I mean, I think for me, now in my life, it's 6 months to a year. I want to date you before we actually get into a relationship. But there's still, I always say there's no time limit on anything. But in my head, that's what I would
Definitely
think,
not
to
like
know someone.
not a relationship within the first 3 months. No.
Yeah.
Never again. I did that for my first and only relationship, and I was like, no, this was so. Looking back, I'm like, oh my god, I messed up there. But that's what it is. You learn.
So we also didn't have like those normal conversations of like it's just exclusive me and you like dating before we even made it official, because she had people on her line, I had people on mine, and it just
Gradually was like, I don't want to hit up those people.
well, so she was an adult and told the girls that like she doesn't want to deal with them anymore. I just ended up ghosting people.
You know the Homer Simpson gif when he's going into the bushes?
Yeah.
Nah,
so I
sure.
just like, but I mean, the conversation itself was dwindling because I was having better conversations with somebody else.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I intentionally ghosted them. It just, I ghosted them naturally. If
Yeah, no, 100%.
No, I know what you mean.
So
I mean,
like, we just, and like, it happened. And like, sometimes I feel bad because like that first night that we spent together, the next day she was like, no, that's it for me and all the other girls. But like, I still had these people around because I didn't really know like what was going on. She had a master plan brewing up that I had no idea about. But I mean, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. I mean, because that's like my hardest part when it comes to dating for me. Like I said in the beginning, it's hard for me to give energy to multiple people. So like with me, with the guy that I don't know what to call what we're doing. And like, that's the crazy part about it. I'm like, are we dating? But I'm like, I don't know if we're dating. But I mean,
That's something you guys have never talked about?
we never like said, I mean, he always says, I mean, we're friends, which is true. We are
Well,
friends.
anyone you date is your friend too.
You're completely true, 100%. But it's like I try to just like, you know, give my energy to other people, and it's like, no, these conversations with him are just easy. They're not forced. I don't gotta force anything. But it's always like you have to still put yourself out there and even see if there's other connections.
That too, but also like, you know when you can put the energy out there. So it's like when you feel like it, like, because I feel like before when you're like, I think I'm just forcing this, like you were just trying to fill like a void. And it's like, nah, just like if you feel like talking to someone, like you're still single, so go ahead and talk to someone, you know, like I feel like it's good to have that conversation though with like the person you're dating, no matter like how serious, like even I don't know how long would you guys have to be dating before you have a conversation?
And I feel like everybody is different.
Yeah.
Depending on like the
depending
vibe
on
of
the feelings.
the feelings. Okay.
But I think that it's a bit much if you're still dating somebody after a year.
Oh, and not being in a relationship.
Yeah, because at that point, like, we're just fucking, which is fine. But I'm still gonna be out here scouring.
Well, that's the
I don't
thing,
know.
too.
I don't know how
I
you
think
say it.
that would go with like the conversation of like what you want the relationship to be like. Are we gonna see where this goes, like into something more serious? And I feel like if by the point of a year, and then even after, if they're still a little hesitant, like there's some reason for that shit, like a lack of commitment or whatever. Because like by that point, I feel like, you know, commitment is a reasonable thing to ask for after a year of like dealing with someone, even if it's not exclusively, just giving them your energy. Like that.
I agree with you, but that's my like. I think that's the hard part, is like actually doing those conversations.
Well, yeah, because that goes back to the same thing as before, rejection.
Yeah.
Rejection and abandonment.
Yeah.
Those, like, seriously, the traumas and those fears, those feelings, it's literally, it triggers your nervous system. The fight or flight or fawn, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, there's a third one?
Yeah, I've been seeing that lately.
What's the fawn where you just like die? You crumble and die?
No, that would be fight, flight. Oh no, maybe there's also like the freeze. Also, let me see. Fawn, real quick. Sorry, you guys can talk over me.
No, I'm just
No, because I've never heard of that. I always heard is like sink or swim,
yeah.
flight or flight, like.
Fawn, flop. Yeah, see, fight, fawn. That's the freeze.
Oh, so there's
read
5 of them.
Read it real quick.
All right, so if either fight or flight are not or only partially possible in a dangerous situation, more complicated neurochemical processes set in, and our body might go into states of freeze, flop, or fawn, also referred to as befriend, submit, or submit response. Oh my God. So am I flight, freeze, or fawn? Flight means you run from the danger. When you freeze, you find yourself unable to move or act against the threat. That's me. And fawn is the response of complying with the attacker to save yourself.
I'm a fawn.
I feel like fawn. That's how you fall into like a a narcissist.
Codependent.
Codependency is involved with a narcissistic relationship, like when you get into a relationship with a narcissist. But yeah, I'm definitely the freeze because I just literally get confused.
And flop is what like you just completely submit.
A flop.
Lots of the thinking process of the brain. Oh no, maybe I'm flop. Though doing what you are told without protest. Never mind. No, I'm not flop. I'm
this is where lots of thinking
in the brain processes in the brain are shut off.
Processes in the brain are shut off, and then I might be fawn.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think that's you. Is an instinctual response associated with the need to avoid conflict and trauma via appeasing behaviors.
Yeah, I'm definitely
What is that, fawn?
I do that sometimes too. It's people pleasing. Like not saying no when you don't really want to do it.
Yeah.
I've gotten out of that.
I kind of.
So what am I fight?
You run?
Yeah.
I mean,
you
flight is when you run.
I didn't just fight.
Yeah, there's fight.
What is fight?
Fight or flight. You never heard that?
Oh, it's fight or flight.
Yeah, fight or flight.
Okay, so it's together.
But yeah, in the theory that I just read from was like fight or flight aren't the only neurochemical
What is fight
process.
then?
Fight is aggression.
Okay.
That's me. As a young chap being stupid as hell with old girl, I was very okay. But in my mind, I'm like, this isn't right. But I never plotted to like take her down. But now I'm like, absolutely not. That's not what we're doing. We're gonna have to fight about it.
So the thing, I don't like fighting. I really do. Like, especially since
I
my
don't like
last
to
relationship.
fight either.
I don't ever want to be with someone where we yell at each other.
Yeah, I can't.
Never
That's
in
like
my life. No, I can't.
Because I've been the
Neither one
person.
of us.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
I've been the person that yells too.
Yeah.
Like that we yell at each other. And I'm like, yo, this isn't good for either of us.
No.
Mm-hmm.
When me and Jessica first had our first like fight, she was like yelling at me, and because old girl would always yell at me, like I just immediately shut down. And she's like, you don't have anything to say? And I'm just staring at her with like the blankest stare known to man. And like that made her even more mad. But then like once she calmed down, I told her, I was like, you can't yell at me and expect me to respond because it's triggering to me. Like when people start yelling, like I don't like that shit. Like stop yelling. Like 100%. I have to step away or like I shut down, and then all I can think of is I may have to end up like actually physically fighting. So I'm mentally preparing myself to have to physically fight somebody because I have been there before. And I never want to be in that position. And so we had a conversation about it. So, sometimes, things get too much and like we end up yelling at each other, but like we always end up coming back and be like, listen, wasn't how it was supposed to go.
And I feel like in dating, that's one aspect you have to look at someone is when they get upset or mad, how do they react with you and with other people?
Yeah.
Because like I think dating is where you find that you really figure out that person. That's
and
why
accountability too. Like even if they don't see it wrong, like you'd be like, well, this is where you were wrong, blah blah blah, and like see if they get defensive, or like actually communicate, listen.
and can say, I understand where you're coming from.
Instead of saying, no, that's not what I said or that's not what I did, because that's gaslighting.
Yes.
You know?
It's like, that's what I'm telling you my experience was when that situation happened. So understand where I'm coming from. That's all it is. But like, I remember Susie posted this thing on her story about like things you should look and find out about a person before you get into a relationship. And a lot of us like communicate, how they communicate, you know, what they like sexually, you know, like, and then she was like, what else do you guys think? And everyone's responses, a lot of them were like how they deal with conflict, like how they speak to other people. Like one person said how they tip. And I was like, I mean, like there are lots of things you have to find out about a person before you really do it. I think a relationship is a very big thing. And
you gotta really fuck with that person to be in a relationship.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that's the person that you are gonna count on, because that's you are ultimately being like, okay, I can possibly maybe see something. If it happens, it happens. But let's just enjoy this relationship and be committed to each other and help each other grow. Because that's what you want to do in a relationship. You don't want someone trying to keep you stagnant or bring you down. You want them to bring you up. You want both of you to grind together and get, well, if you find someone, you don't got to grind. That's even better, you know. Got sugar daddy websites. I might hit those up a little bit.
I'm still trying to get Jessica to be okay with us being like a packaged sugar baby situation. She's just not with the shits.
But yeah, like, I mean, dating is oh shit, the table might be crooked.
Table's always crooked. I'm telling you, the floor is crooked. But this house, the foundation is trash.
But yes, dating, that is what it is meant for. Finding out if you can really deal with that person.
Yeah.
And dealing with them in a conflict is number one for me. I don't know, what's your number one thing when dating someone that you're like, let me see this aspect of them?
How they treat other people, or how they are, like, in terms of the way they talk and see other people. Like, I don't, because, like, this is what I realized of the people that I've dated, mainly my ex. I don't like judginess, like talking about people in a way that as if almost you're better than them. Like, I don't know, it's a real major turn off. It does not matter if we're friends or what. It will literally make me not want to be around you, like the way that you treat other people.
I agree. Nasta?
There isn't just one thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I'm just saying for the podcast sake, what is one thing that you
What's a big thing?
Yeah.
Big thing for me is communication. And then based off of past relationships, accountability.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, one of my things that ever since my last relationship is time management. I need someone who understands what a start time is whenever we say we're going to meet at a time, which is communication, yes. Yeah. But if you are going to be late, let me fucking know I'm about to be late. Don't have me sitting there looking stupid waiting for your ass. Okay.
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
I appreciate, hey, I'm running 15 minutes late. Hey, I'm 20 minutes late. Hey, I'm gonna be here at 8 instead of 7:30. Might be like, just let me fucking know. Like, I don't like just sitting there. No, which were all red flags I saw in the beginning of my last relationship.
That's actually like fucking rude, and that's actually just for anybody in general. Like,
in general.
And this is why I don't like going out with a lot of people, because they tell me they're gonna, like, I'm like, I need a time. Because I need to know what time I need to start getting ready, what time I need to call my Uber, like shit like that.
That was like my birthday the one year, and I was supposed to go to Big Chief.
I was so mad. Me and Jessica were so pissed.
I was trying so hard to get everyone out of the house. You have no idea.
Yeah,
no one.
I remember.
I kept going around. I'm like, come on, guys, come on, because like people kept calling me and texting me. I was getting stressed out, and finally, I was like, get out of the house now!
Because I was driving and I was like, all right, I'm leaving. I'm heading out. Whoever's riding with me, let's go. And it was you and Roland who rode with me that night.
It was so like, stressful.
We're leaving now. Come on.
Like, it really was. Cause like, I was cool with like, I don't know. I was just like, come on.
No, you told us.
Kept calling
you told me and Jessica to be there at a certain time, and
that was my goal, to be there at a certain time.
And like, even because we lived right down the street, so I'm just like, babe, it's gonna take us like 10 minutes to get there. So like, we'll leave at this time when we're supposed to be there. We got there and nobody was there, and y'all didn't show up for like an hour, and just was like, babe, they're not coming. And I'm like, Diana just said that she's like leaving the house. she was like, she's leaving the house, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but like she said, please don't leave because they're coming.
I tried so hard to get
She
there.
really did.
I did.
You really did.
I did. I said multiple times. I was like,
It's so sad.
But I mean, this also,
black people.
This
Come
also
on.
happened on my birthday, where I was like, we're gonna be at Right Spot at this time.
oh, I wasn't here for it.
I
was in Jamaica.
Yeah, and then everybody showed up like dumb late.
That was one with you and Imani, right?
Yeah, everyone showed up dumb late, and like I
had to
stupid.
work, so let me say that. And we had to work.
Well, yeah, I already knew that.
Okay, cool.
But I felt so stupid. Also, when we had my birthday at the bowling alley, like everyone showed up late then too.
Well, I was working that night.
Well,
that was
I knew that, but like nobody told me anything. Like nobody said that they were working. The only person that I knew was working was you. Yeah. And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there." And like y'all show up 2 hours after it starts. Like
these lanes are by the hour, aren't they? By the hour?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Lucky Strike, rest in peace.
I drank a bunch of
No,
soju.
it wasn't at Lucky Strike.
It wasn't?
It was
No.
at
It was outside. It was College Park.
It was
every
yeah,
time
we
we
passed
passed
by.
by.
Yeah, you
every
go.
time we passed by, I'm like, that's where Nasty had her birthday.
Yeah.
one
they changed
year.
the name.
I don't
what it's
even
called
remember
now.
the name that night.
Yeah, I don't either.
That fucking, because I got along, because it was, I bought a bucket of beers or whatever, and then
They had like dumb cheap drinks.
yeah, I got a Long Island iced tea because it was last call. So, and I tipped him like $10 or something. So he's like, I'll make it strong for you. But he also put a shit ton of sour mix in there, and it fucked up my stomach, and then that's why I threw up. Like I wasn't really drunk for real,
Jessica was fucked up.
but that sour mix is what made my stomach like.
And Jessica was fucked up.
I know.
And she normally doesn't throw up. And
That was
told,
so. She was like
she
snoring
told-
in the back, sat up. You
She
need
told
to pull over.
homegirl, can you pull over?
Literally was just like,
Pull over now. But do you guys have anything else to add to dating? Anything
well,
you
my
wanna
question
add?
about courting,
Okay.
the courting thing, like what do you consider courting? What is the courting phase?
Going on actual
Is it like peacocking?
No, it is not.
Getting someone to notice you?
I feel like when you're courting somebody, like you're putting in the effort to get to know them.
Yes, that's
and
what it
do
is.
things that they like.
Yeah, but you both are.
Do you ever? I mean, I guess it gets deeper than just plain courting, but I feel like you should always be courting.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, no matter what, you're always getting to know the person
I
that you're
also feel
with.
like courting is such an old-timey term.
It's just getting to know that person, like figuring out the vibe, seeing if the vibe is real, if that vibe flows, if you don't gotta force that vibe, if you can just talk about random shit and have good conversations about it. That's to me how I
Yeah.
know I have a good vibe with you. When I can be like, ask you a random question like, if you live on the moon, what's the first thing you would do? Like stuff like that.
You would actually reply without like, you know,
What was the question?
If you could live on the moon, what would be the first thing you would do?
jump around.
Jump
I
around.
would too. I think I would
Jump
try to like
around.
cartwheels.
I'm doing
I would
like
do
backflips.
backflips.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm
Yeah.
fucking weightless, bitch. Like, I'm so
Yes.
happy.
I'm gonna try to
yeah.
swim in the air.
Okay, but I don't want to get off topic. But yeah, that's what I like. If
Random questions,
Yeah, if I can
yeah.
just act. I mean, and that was the one thing that I was like, when I was getting to know the dude that I'm still met from the dating app, Hank. Talking about Hank. If everyone listeners, I'm still talking to Hank. Like I said, like 3 episodes, maybe 4 episodes ago. Like
No, more than
Hank.
that. I think you mentioned
Like
it
5 or
another
6?
time. Another time.
Oh,
You mentioned it
whatever.
twice.
Still gonna keep going with Hank, but it's like our conversations, he would like ask a random question and we'll talk about it, and then I would ask him and we'll just keep. It was like those type, and I was like, yo, this is just naturally
Yeah.
we're
Good
both-
conversation
Yeah.
is like literally
Number one.
That's very attractive. Like we can have conversations about like random shit, like not so like what are you doing? Like yeah.
I don't think
like that.
once he's ever texted me, "What are you doing?"
I think that's just for me personally. I find that to be stupid and
I agree.
pointless.
I don't
The
answer.
only time you should ask someone what they're doing is if you want to call them or if
Yes.
you want to link up.
Yes.
That's the only reason I would see you asking. Because what the fuck is the point?
I also don't like it when.
What was the reason?
I also don't like it when, like, number one, you don't spell it out.
I
like
hate
that.
WYD.
I don't.
Oh,
I
WYD.
hate that. But I also hate it when they just leave it at "What are you doing?" Like, follow it up in the same bubble.
Yeah, or what are you doing to see if you're busy and be able to have a conversation? Yes, there's a purpose for you asking that question.
You
Because
can
especially
all of that.
I hate
Especially
pointless
if they
small
say
talk.
WID and you say nothing, just chilling you, and then they go chilling. What?
Great talk.
Thank you, because I'm not responding after
Great
that.
talk.
Like, you don't want to keep it.
Text again an hour later. So what are you doing?
Oh my God. It's like, bruh, leave me the fuck alone.
So it got to the point where when someone would be like, what are you doing? I would text them like random shit. Like, there was somebody was like, what are you doing? I was like, drinking and driving. Because I'm not doing anything, but like, and they're like, I don't think that you should be doing that. I was like, I know, I'm doing nothing. Like, what the fuck? Number one, you know I don't have a fucking license, stupid ass.
Like, literally just be like, hey, what are you up to today? I want to go do this.
Yes.
If you're free, let me know. Or it's like, hey, what are you doing on Saturday? Because I would like, come on now. Because that's how I am. When I text people, what are you doing? It's usually, hey, I usually say, hey, are you free to talk? Or I'll be like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Because I would like to, like,
Yeah, give me the plan ahead
give
of
me
time.
the plan. Don't just say, what are you doing? If you want to ask me to do something, just fucking ask. It's not that hard.
It's the same with, can you do me a favor?
Ugh, I hate can you do me a favor.
I'd
Just
be
tell me
like,
what the fuck.
depends. What is it?
I hate people say, "Can I have some money?" Bitch, shut the fuck up.
I'm broke.
I this one
I'm
old employee
poor.
from GB hit me up on Facebook Messenger. It's like, "Hey, hope everything's cool, but you know, I'm a little down right now. If you could spare like $20, $30." And I was like, "I'm in the same boat as you." I just sent that. Like, bro, I can't give you 20. I mean, I honestly could have, but it's like, don't just. I haven't talked to you in probably 2 years.
Yeah, no.
It's like you. Come on now. What's wrong with people? I don't think I could never just ask a random person for money, but I'm going off topic, not important. But yes. Oh.
Yeah, I need to find it. I don't like the word courting because
Yeah.
in my mind,
We can just say getting to know. That's what it is.
vibing. No, like in my mind, when people talk about courting, I
Vibing.
think of
Good
like
vibes. Good vibes, baby.
Um,
Well, yeah, courting is definitely an old mid-English thing where
So
it's
can
like,
peacocking.
Can I finish what I was gonna say then?
sorry.
That's fine. What I was saying was, in my mind, courting, I think of like the Renaissance for some reason, or like when they wore like the corsets and like those big poofy ass dresses.
Well, I
But
heard-
in my mind, they're like jousting.
well, you're just thinking of those.
well,
like,
courting I think actually comes from that shit.
Well,
though.
that's
Yeah.
what,
like
but that's
you know,
so
back
you're
in the days
automatically
you would
think
go
of
to
medieval
court.
times.
But that's
Yeah.
what I think about. She's like, oh, I have 2 suitors. Like, I don't fucking know.
Especially
Yeah,
like, you
that's
know,
how
like
that
from
shit goes.
Holes where it was like because like I think it was because fathers would show off their daughters. Like, this is my daughter who would like to marry her and give me like
You ever see like
Holes.
Pride and Prejudice?
oh yeah, Pride and Prejudice, but like I just remember with the pig from Holes.
I never
when he-
saw Holes.
oh my god, we're watching Holes. I don't know what day we're watching Holes.
I
What
always wanted to. I just
Holes
never saw
is
it.
a classic movie. Please.
It's alright. I didn't care for Holes.
Oh my god, nasty. You know what? I think we should
didn't-
end it right there. I'm
Why?
sorry.
Because I
I'm
don't
very
care for
disappointed.
Holes.
I had nothing to talk to either of you
Nothing
about
left
anymore.
to say. Holes
right.
is a great movie.
I mean,
Date night,
I just
Netflix
didn't care
and
for
chill.
it.
Yeah, I
I
had it on
just didn't
DVD.
care for it. That's all.
Okay. Thank you
Alright.
for calling in today.
Diana's back and she's feeling amazing. Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say you look amazing.
Yeah, she always looks amazing.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Oh, we're
sorry.
done.
Bye,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's do the sign off.
Well, that is it for today's episode. Thank you all
you.
for tuning in.
We'll be naked next week. I don't know if I winked. I think I just closed my eyes.
I'm gonna have one on each side of my titties, guys. So be prepared for that. It's gonna be a great
Yes,
episode.
in a couple weeks we're gonna be wrestling in Jello.
Oh yes, that's happening.
Also naked.
Yes.
So be there or be square.
Bye.
See you next week.
What you doing? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. You got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine. Sip, sip. In a robe. Trip, trip. I look too good. Look too good to be alone.